if we go far enough around the circle of fifths or far enough around the circle of fourths, we just keep on going. I mean, when I called them circle of fifths and the circle of fourths in the previous video, if you take them literally as to what each individual video was, it's much more linear than that. A circle implies that they should go full circle, so you should be able to read it one way and it just goes round and round, and then you read it the same the other way and it just goes round and round. But how does that happen? Can we incorporate the circle of fifths and the circle of fourths into the same thing? And the answer is absolutely yes, we can. And normally the way they do it is when they get to the key of F sharp or the key of G flat. So that is simply because that is sort of the maximum number of sharps or flats that is comfortable for people. Now, it's not to say that that's absolutely set in stone, because obviously you do get pieces of music in, say, for example, C flat major. But for the sake of the circle of fourths and circle of fifths, what they do is they use F sharp and G flat as a kind of pivot, which comes at kind of 6 o'clock in the circle, and they kind of go, okay, we're going to switch to the other one now. So what happens is, if you take your circle of fifths, right, you start with C, and then you have G with 1 sharp, D with 2 sharps, A with 3 sharps, E with 4 sharps, B with 5 sharps, and F sharp with 6 sharps. They kind of go, okay, we've got 6 sharps now, so what we're going to do is we're going to switch. Now, quite often what they do is they sort of say at the bottom, okay, this can be F sharp or G flat, we'll give you either. But then what they do is they say, yeah, we're still working up in fifths, but we're just going to give you the flat versions instead. So what happens is it switches to, it still moves up in fifths harmonically. So we're going from F sharp to C sharp, but it doesn't call it C sharp. It says, nah, we're in D flat now. And then we're still working up in fifths, obviously. We would be recognising this as G sharp if we were still going in the circle of fifths, but it's saying, nah, it's A flat, E flat, B flat, and F. And then, of course, when you get to F, what happens is the fifth from F is a perfect fifth, is C. And that's how it loops back round as a full circle, which means that if you read it the other way, you go, it starts with the circle of fourths effectively. You go C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat. And when you get to G flat, that's when it changes. So we're still working up in fourths, but we're going, okay, there's G flat. Now if you're working with flats, the next one up, a fourth from that, would be C flat. But they're saying, nah, we're not going to call it C flat. We're going to just call it B, because it's a little bit more logical. And then obviously it still works up in fourths, but everything now is based around sharps. So what we've got now is E, A, D, G, D, C, sorry, G to C. And basically the whole thing just reads really, really nicely from start to finish, or from anywhere to anywhere really, and as many times as you want. You can just keep going around it as many times as you want, and that's what creates the proper circle.